Shelter Moshville Times, and I'm here with
Andy Kearns from Therapy.
And how have you been?
Good, we arrived on set about 45 minutes ago. We're on stage in about an hour's time. I'm very excited.
Yeah, and afterwards, are you going to go off and see some of the others as well?
Well, I have to be somewhere, unfortunately, because I'm gutted, but I know that a certain bass player called Michael McKeegan in our band, it's one of his favourite bands in the whole world, Judas Priest, and he is not going to go anywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you might have to prize him out of Judas Priest's dressing room later on if he can find his way there.
Well, I've heard from other people that this lockdown has been your first break in like 32 years already, pretty much.
Oh, it is. We were a hard-working punk rock metal band when we started out. We've never ever been longer than, I would say, 6 to 7 weeks without a show ever. So like we did a show at London Kentish Town Forum October the 6th 2019.
Yeah.
Then nothing. So we did the Steelhouse Festival 2 weeks ago. We're doing Bloodstock today, and then we're doing a new album. So when we actually set foot on a theatre stage, which is the 3rd of January next year, that'll be nearly 2 years since we actually, be over 2 years actually since we played a theatre show.
Blimey.
Yeah, it's mad.
It is proper mad. And so the new material, is it pretty much ready to go?
Yeah, it's ready. We just have to record it. We've rehearsed it. When things relaxed a little bit, we've been rehearsing it on stuff. Just down the road in Derby, actually.
Okay.
Our drummer's from Derby, and we have a rehearsal studio in London that we rent out, and we've one that we rent out in Derby called Central Studios. And we're going to do 2 more sessions in there with like a bunch of songs that we've written, and they're all finished. We want to make sure they're really tight before we go into the studio. I think about the 4th or 5th of October we're going into the studio.
Fair play. So which studio are you using?
We're using Marshall Studios. We're on Marshall Records, the amplifier company. They actually have a really amazing state-of-the-art recording studio built at the factory.
Fair dues.
Yeah, and so it's like, hopefully, we're on the label, we're hoping for mates rates. Yeah.
Give them mates rates.
Yeah.
So how long do you reckon that's going to take you to record roughly, so that we know when we can expect something?
Oh, we know. No, well, the thing is that we know it already in advance. It's going to take us about a month to do the album, get it mixed.
Yeah.
But when the pandemic hit, we just released our greatest hits album. And we'd released a book.
Was the greatest hits at Abbey Road? Did I hear that right?
And it went into the top 40 the week before the pandemic hit, and we were about to go on tour. And we were going all around Europe. All the shows around Europe were sold out. All that's now been moved, so we go on the 3rd of January. We tour the greatest hits album and promote the book until the summer. All the festivals that were cancelled, we're on the bills for them next year. So that's a lot of festivals. Then the new album will have September off. Yeah. The new album will get released in October 2022. And we'll go back out on the road to promote the new album. So from nothing in 2.5 years to everything in a year and a half.
Manic, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what? I cannot wait.
Did your families like having you about, though?
I'm beginning to get on my wife's nerves now. Yeah. My son's okay, he's at uni, so he's not around, but my poor wife.
Yeah, You never hear this long.
Well, I mean, whenever we got married, the band was at its peak when we got married, and I was never at home. So she's never ever. And we've been married 25 years next year. She's never known a year when I'm always around.
Anniversary next year. So
thank you. Yeah, so she's never known a year when I'm always around. Even the dogs getting fed up with me. That's how much I've been around.
It's one thing I miss about being at the festival is my dog. I'm sorry, honey, I love you too, but my dog is my biggest miss. So there's touring. Do you you prefer it to being at home? You getting itchy feet all the time?
No, I like the way we do it nowadays, because we're all married, we all have kids, and mortgages and all, we're all adults. We like going away for maybe 2 months at a time, and then we always come home for 2 weeks, then another 2 months. That seems the way it works. I mean, whenever we were all younger, it was non-stop. But we always have a 2-week break in between 2 months.
Okay.
And I think that works. And also some things like, with the modern travel and stuff, my wife can come out and see me, or if I've got a couple of days off, I'll fly home and spend it with her.
And you can always Skype each other or whatever.
Exactly. I mean, whenever we started, none of us had mobile phones, never mind Skype. So, you had to find a German phone box, you had to find German Pfennigs, and you had all that kind of nonsense. So, the modern world's a lot better for people that are on tour.
And touring-wise, how many dates did you say you got in Europe?
Oh, I can't remember. I know we start on the 3rd of January, and we finish the 27th of May.
fair old tour.
And then we do all the festivals. So with May, the festivals start in June, and they're all. I think with 8 that were cancelled last year, then there's more coming in. So that'll take us, as I say, through to September. We'll have September off. Then the new album drops in October.
So all that again. You guys are going to be. You're going to be the new like Rolling Stones, aren't you? You're going to be there like with your Zimmer frames at this rate without stopping.
We actually supported the Rolling Stones, believe it or not, years ago in Belgium, and the difference between their backstage is the size of this.
Yeah, it would be.
And that's just for them. And they've got pinball machines and all set up. You know, we don't have that. We've got. We're lucky if we've got a charger for our phones.
Yeah. I'm playing games with your phone instead. So obviously, just coming down today, then you've not got a chance to really sample most of the festival. But are you like Bloodstoppers? Have you been before?
No, our drummer Neil's from Derby. He's been.
Yeah.
And we know lots of people in the music business that swear by it. So we were all really excited.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we literally, before I talked to you, I've been here about an hour, and it was all in the press area. So we're on stage in about, I think, an hour's time. And then I'll get to see probably a couple of hours of it, and then I'll have to go. But the rest of the boys are staying all night there.
Am I your last interview, am I?
What's that, mate?
Am I your last interview?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so in which case, I'm going to let you go in a minute, so you can get off and enjoy it.
Okay, thank you.
And it's been really lovely talking to you.
You too, sir.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll catch you again when the new record drops. Make sure we get it at Moshville Times, and we'll have a listen and review and get it on the radio.
I appreciate that, thank you. And look after Honey. You know, it's like a member of the family, a dog.
Yeah. Cheers.
Nice talking to you, fella, all right.
Cheers.